Hey, it's Brad from bradmontgomery.com. You know, if you Google motivational speakers, one of the most famous, the top listing motivational speaker is a guy that is dead. It's a guy who doesn't exist. He's a fictional spoof. It's Matt Foley. It's Chris Farley. It's the guy from Saturday Night Live. You know, the down by the river, I'm in a van, down by the river. That's the guy who is the most famous guy, and he doesn't even exist. So, right now we're at the National Speakers Conference. I'm surrounded by the world's top motivational speakers. We're going to ask them what they think about this guy. I don't know. I'm hoping they'll love it, but let's find out if we tick them off or they love it. We're going to find out what they think about Down by the River. Come on, let's go.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of motivational speakers who are like Matt Foley, and they give the rest of us who are professionals a bad name.
Well, you got to admit he's funny.
You know, as a group of professional speakers, I think it is funny that we are meeting actually right here down by the river. There's actually a river down there. So we're just like him.
The reality is they can say anything they want to. The reality is I'm called to do exactly what I do. So what Chris does or anybody else just doesn't matter.
I think Matt Foley gives this profession a bad name because a good, successful speaker wouldn't be living in a van down by the river. He'd be like me with his own room in his mother's trailer, all tricked out with his own furniture, largely paid for. That's what I'm thinking.
So from a true motivational speaker, we want to know if Chris Farley was mocking us, was making fun of us, was putting us in a place that was not acceptable in society.
I think it's because people want to believe that motivational speakers are that way because maybe they don't want to take action in implementing the ideas that we come up with. So that the farce of Farley is more adopted. Down by the river.
I think people know it's just a joke.
Wherever you go in the speaking industry, somebody's going to use the word platform. What's your platform? How many people can you influence? Hey, the guys on Saturday Night Live, that would be a platform.
Even though it's exaggerated, it's true. So the motivational speakers in history who have not delivered on what they promised have started to give us a fake and a canned reputation.
Some of the top motivational speakers in the world have never heard of Matt Foley. I'm thinking I can't tell you how many people I talked to and they went, don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where they've been. By the way, there are a few people you're not going to see.
But people relate to him. We all come in and we have that idea, the perception of what the motivational speaker is. He's that over-energized, the rah-rah-rah, and people just kind of go,
that I don't live in a van by the river, but I am a professional motivational speaker, make my living speaking. But I don't speak just because it's a thrill, but because it makes a difference. I had an opportunity to speak in Japan for the Marines. And when I was there, I met the commander of the base. And I am honored that when he heard I was on base, he said, I want to meet Willie Jolley because he came to my high school in 1993 and spoke for the students. I was on drugs, I was in a gang, and he told me that you could change your life and live your dreams. And today I am the commander of this base because Willie Jolley spoke to my school. I don't live by the ocean or in a van. I just try and make a difference.
Now that's motivational.
And I was fat and I lived by the river until I heard Brad Montgomery. And then I knew I could change my life. And look at me now. I live in New York City.
It's an insult to those of us that do it for a full-time living. I'm a motivational speaker. I teach people that motivation is absolutely essential to life. Motivation, if you think about it, is a motive with action. Motive without action is just an idle dream. Action without a motive is frenetic behavior. Motivation is what causes a business to succeed, a life to be fulfilling, an event to be rewarding to people.
It actually tells the world that, hey, there really are motivational speakers out there, and that really was just a joke.
Let me tell you what he did. He showed us that humor rocks. The other thing he did was to teach us we need to keep it real and not try to be something that we're not. That's what's no good. But the humor was amazing, and he really told us what's important. I'm all over Chris Farley, and I also live in a van down by the river.
Oh, I think he's hilarious. But I hate to see such an unbalanced approach.
Here's the thing, I've never seen the Chris Farley piece, Down by the River, but here's what I know. If you can't, in your industry, have the integrity and the confidence to deal with someone making fun of you, you're sunk.
All humor tells truth, and what that routine tells us is that almost all humans believe that motivational speakers are pretty much a big bloated ball of hypocrisy. Darn.
To me, to laugh is a huge connection. So in some ways, I think, gosh, what can we learn from this?
There are motivational speakers out there who do not walk their talk, and sadly hurt the reputation of the others who do.
I really don't care.
So what's this got to do with anything? What did we learn?
Now, if I only had my own van by the river.
There were two categories of answers. The first category were the people who saw how funny it was, right? And they see the irony and they know that it's partly true. And the speakers who really add value and are kicking it for their clients, who are making a difference, have nothing to worry about from a fictional motivational speaker. You know, they got nothing to worry about. And yet there's another percentage of motivational speakers who kind of do this. Because there's just a little itsy bit of that is true. I think the reminder for me as a motivational speaker is we're going to have to be authentic. You got to walk the talk. And you got to sort of do your research, including find out which speakers are popular. And it turns out it's a hilarious comic on Saturday Night Live. That's okay. Now, I got to go. I'm going down by the river, not because I live there, because there's a starfish. And I'm going to save it. I can't save all the starfish, but there's that one starfish that I can save, and I'm going to make a difference. I'm out of here.